Hey guys, dearyoongi here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the most disappointing K-pop releases of 2022. I've decided I'm going to start putting all my usual disclaimers in my description in case anyone wants to read them. It's basically me just saying, these are my opinions and you're okay to disagree. I'm trying to make my introductions less long, so if you are going to comment something nasty or be angry at me, please check the description first for the disclaimers, if you will, and then feel free to go ahead. Okay, I still managed to ramble anyways, so let's get into it. We are going to start with this song first because I think it's the one most people will be most mad at me for mentioning, because I know so many people who loved this song, but I need to finally break my silence and speak my truth about Got the Beat, Step Back. For those who aren't aware, Got the Beat is kind of the closest we have gotten to a female Super M from SM. And because I loved Super M and their music so much, I was so unbelievably excited to see them do this with some of their amazing female idols as well. But you guys, when I tell you this is still probably up there as one of my least favourite songs of 2022, even though it came out at the very start of the year, I really mean it. What I think frustrates me the most with Step Back is how much potential was there, not just with the song, but with the group lineup and everything. You have some of SM's strongest vocalists in this group with Taeyeon and Wendy, etc. You've got a legend like Boa there too, and they were given this song which required them to strain their voices to levels none of them are used to. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Why would you do that? It kind of low-key feels like sabotage. I just don't feel like this song highlights any of the members' strengths as well as it could, not even the rap or choreography either. I really think that Got the Beat deserve a do-over. I personally loved Super M's debut and their discography in general, but even they had a few songs that were a bit more questionable than others, Tiger Inside and 100, etc. So that means there is still room for SM to redeem themselves and give Got the Beat something better. Next up, let's talk about another one I'm kind of afraid to because I know a lot of people really were anticipating this debut, but I personally was quite disappointed in Hush Rush by Lee Chaeyeon. If I'm honest, I don't know how people reacted to this song. I haven't really heard much public opinion about it, so I'm purely just basing this off my own thoughts. But I remember Chaeyeon personally as quite a dynamic performer. She has so much to offer, so I was so excited to finally see her get a solo debut. After so long of her future post IZ*ONE looking uncertain, IZ*ONE is one, I'll never learn how to say it, I'm sorry guys. But then when we got Hush Rush, for me personally, it was kind of like, oh, so this is it. I was craving more, I wanted more. I feel like a solo debut should introduce me to the artist. If I don't know who she is, what should I know? This song doesn't really tell us much about Chaeyeon as an artist or her various talents or what we should expect. I've watched a few of the stages she did for music shows, and the choreography and stage do not adequately represent her or her stage presence at all. So how is somebody who didn't follow her before supposed to know what she has to offer? Aside from that, we can also address things about the song musically. It's very repetitive, and it's also very one note. There aren't many levels, so it doesn't go anywhere. All in all, I was disappointed in this one, which is why it nestles perfectly into this video. I really hope in future, as she comes back and releases more music, that we get to learn more about what we can expect from Chaeyeon as a soloist, and that she gets more of an opportunity to show the audience what she can do. I often feel like she's getting held back when we want to see more of her and her full potential. Okay, moving on to our third song for today's video, and that is Luna Flip That. Is it bad that I nearly considered not including this song because I felt bad for them with the current circumstances? They're going through enough as it is without me adding fuel to the fire, but then I remembered we all hate Blockberry Creative, and this is more of a reflection on them than the girls, so let's go! I just spoke about how Chaeyeon's solo debut didn't show new potential fans what she's capable of, didn't I? Well, this one is worse because we all know and have seen what Luna can do, and this song is none of it. The concept itself was pretty and bright, and it would have been nice to see it explored properly, but the song was just not it for me. It felt quite lackluster. The chorus may as well have been empty because the repetition of flip that did nothing for me. And I'd say there's probably only one part of the song that kind of interested me, and that is the bit of an outro after the last chorus, the "We'll Wake You Up" part. I don't know if it's just me, but this song honestly gave me more B-side vibes than the title track vibes. A song that is a bit more of an album filler as opposed to a title track. It's not meant to get your attention, you know? I know a lot of Luna fans, and none of them were too impressed with this song, so I don't think it's just me. I mean, this isn't news to anybody now considering everything they're going through with Chu and their label, etc. But these girls really deserve better than a half-finished song. Another song for us to discuss in terms of disappointing releases is NCT 127 Two Baddies. Two baddies, one Porsche. I don't think I need to make this point too long because I know a lot of people have voiced negative opinions on this song already and mine are no different. But for me, it's becoming increasingly concerning that I think the number of NCT 127 title tracks I dislike is climbing, whereas the number of title tracks I like is simply stagnant. The thing that gets me is when we first start to see concept photos for any 127 comeback, I always like them, and I'm always intrigued to see what the release is going to be like because I vibe with the concept. I think that's what keeps me hanging on every time. There's that little bit of hope that I'll like the song, so I always wait around. But the same thing happens every time. It's not like I have to question whether or not I like the song, because I usually don't on first listen, and then that's that. So for example, with Two Baddies, when I heard the opening of the song, you know, the speaking, I knew instantly I wasn't going to like the rest of the song, and I didn't. That's so disappointing to me because I've been following and loving NCT, all the units, since debut, so I don't really know what's happening now. I don't want to say their sound has changed drastically from when I liked their releases, because it hasn't. They're still experimenting and bringing different styles to the table every time, which I do appreciate as a fan, but I feel sometimes SM is trying to experiment a little too hard. This next one I think will come as no surprise if you've watched any of my other videos this year. ITZY Sneakers. Put my sneakers on. What else could I possibly say about this song that I haven't already? You guys must be so sick of hearing me talk about it by now, but I think this may be the last time, at least for this year anyways. The main reason why this song has to be included in a video about disappointing K-pop songs of the year is because I think disappointing is the best word we can use to describe the whole fake out that happened here. We weren't necessarily mad when it turned out the song was going to be nothing like the album teaser concept photos. Like, I don't think I saw anybody majorly angry. I think more than anything we were just disappointed. It was kind of like, oh, look at what we could have had. I think in a previous video, I called it a bit of a backpedal for them, and that is what it felt like to me. We've seen them do so much more challenging concepts in recent eras before it, and this song felt like something that belonged in like the Icy era, but with a current concept and styling for them as adults, it was very strange. For me personally, and you're welcome to disagree, I feel like it was JYP's attempt to have the best of both worlds. They wanted to appease the fans who missed the quote-unquote old ITZY, while still giving a bit more immature impression for the fans who joined after In the Morning era onwards. And it didn't work for me personally. And then don't even get me started on Boys Like You. If I don't like Sneakers, you know how I felt about that one too. Moving on to our next song, Blackpink, Pink Venom. Upon first listen of Pink Venom, I think I was one of many people who were like, what is this exactly? It was nothing like we'd heard from Blackpink before, and I'm still not sure if I think that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if they make music frequently enough to be bringing something new to the table that their fans aren't expecting, you know what I mean? I think the reason why I would classify this song as disappointing is simply because after Blackpink being gone as a full group for so long, I think a lot of us were expecting some big punchy Blackpink comeback. Something that would remind us that they were still here and we should be anticipating big things from them and not to go anywhere. But it didn't really do that for me. I know you can argue that it was only a pre-release single, but if they weren't planning to make a particularly special song in any way, then I wouldn't have bothered with a pre-release single personally. Especially after such a long hiatus, I'd have just gotten on to the main event. I've always thought of Pink Venom as more of a B-side than an actual pre-release single. Now I will be very honest, I'm not a hypocrite. This song does have a bit of grower potential. I wouldn't say I dislike the song. I think I'm a bit fonder of it now than I was when it came out, but is that just due to familiarity? Am I just more used to the song now? Because I think that's the case more than the song genuinely growing on me. It just doesn't shock me as much as it did when it came out. I think my thoughts on this one would have been very different if that chorus was different. You know, if it was a bit more of a chorus. If the song felt like it was offering more, I don't know. Let me know what you think. There's really only a couple of boy group songs in this video. I'm sorry, I just listened to a lot more girl groups, that's why. But I also want to discuss another boy group song, and that is Future Perfect, Pass the Mic by ENHYPEN. I think a lot of people have voiced opinions on this one, and I don't have anything unique to add, to be honest. But the thing that is throwing me off with this song, and ENHYPEN's more recent releases, to be honest, in general, is that it doesn't seem to offer anything new anymore. Does that make sense? Like, for a while, I was really excited and enthusiastic about ENHYPEN, because in a pool of boy groups doing similar concepts, they had something different to offer. Something I will pride all hype boy groups in always striving to do. But this song was just another boy group release for me, and it flew under the radar. With that, I think this song fails to amplify all the things that makes them so strong. As for the song itself, besides the actual chorus I hear everywhere and on every K-pop club night, the rest of the song was forgettable for me. I personally really dislike the post-chorus and the heavy auto-tune. I know that's a stylistic choice, but it was not my style when they could have hit every single one of those notes without assistance. And I think they should have been. In some songs, auto-tune really adds to the vibe. I know people will never agree, but I remember the discourse around EXO's Lotto back in the day when that came out, and whether or not it should have needed such heavy auto-tune. Of course it didn't need it, but it did suit the song, and I'll die on this hill. But that's not the case for Future Perfect, and I think it would have hit harder letting them use their talents. Although they're not really rookies, they're still quite a new group, so I think they should still be showcasing what they can do for existing fans and new ones alike. Okay, we're going back to early 2022 again with the next song, Yummy Yummy Love by Momoland featuring Natty Natasha.
Are you ready for a love like this? Are you ready for a love like this? Are you ready for...
I just want to start off by saying I have always been rooting for Momoland. I have always thought they deserved better than the crap they get, and there have been so many Momoland songs that other people have bashed, and I have stuck up for them and actually liked the songs. But this one I found it difficult to defend. I'm not sure if anybody has really pointed this out before, but the issue with a lot of Momoland songs is actually that there's always at least one questionable part that you have to try and get your head around to decipher if you like the rest of the song or not. With Yummy Yummy Love, however, there is a whole multitude of these. The raps, the questionable scatting. I could go on, but then I'd feel really mean if I start listing most of the song. The song tries to do a lot of things, but that's the problem. I think because it's aiming to do so much, hardly any of them are really well executed. I think there's actually one part of the song I really like, and it's the "Are you ready for love like this?" line that begins the chorus. There's a feature on this song, and I honestly, hand on heart, could not tell you off the top of my head which parts are hers. Does she have parts? Is she a producer? Does she sing the chorus with them? I honestly don't know. The song needed longer to bake for me. It's undercooked. I see the potential in it, but all in all, it did leave me feeling disappointed. Okay, next song for us to discuss. I kind of feel bad, but it's Vivi's Love Aid.
I love it, love it, love it, love it, I love it.
Of course, we're all so unbelievably shocked when G-Friend disbanded, so I'm sure so many of us welcomed the idea of Vivi's. I certainly did, and their debut was nice. It didn't blow my mind, I won't lie, but I enjoyed it and it was catchy. Love Aid as a follow-up, however, I can't lie, I was quite disappointed in. It's bright, colourful and summery, but that's just about it for me. I think the most egregious thing about this song is the chorus. It's just those super high notes that you can tell are a struggle for them, so much to the point that it changes the whole bright and colourful tone of the song to a kind of dull and struggle bus one for me. They tried to recover it with the love it, ice love aid post-chorus repetition part, but by that point the damage is already done for me. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about or if I'm just a crazy overanalyzer, because I do that, but I can physically feel the tone of the song change between the verse and the chorus, because it's kind of awkward and difficult for them. It just pulls me out of the fun summer song illusion. Also, I won't bore you guys with the details, but I don't really like the rap either, and I don't think it necessarily fits in with the song all too well. Fortunately, I think Vivi's seems to be back on track a little. Rum Pum Pum was a lot more interesting and conceptual, so hopefully things continue in this way moving forward for them. Okay guys, and that was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching if you got this far. I really tried to focus in more on what makes the song disappointing rather than just saying I don't like them and here's why. I hope that kind of showed. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear some songs you personally were a bit disappointed in. If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell. That will let you be the first to hear whenever I upload. And as always, my social medias will be on screen. That is my Twitter, my Instagram, and for the first time, my TikTok. I have now started posting shorts on YouTube for those of you who may have noticed, just to keep me uploading a bit more frequently and to finally find something to do with all these video ideas I've got in my notes that I know I can't make proper videos out of. So I'll be posting all my YouTube shorts to TikTok as well if you prefer to view things on there. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys!